I'm on a little rock shelf here, and this is where I'm going to hang out for a little bit. I'm giving up on this place. Looks like the kind of beach that might be possible at high tide to land and launch, but then that shortens my window of when I can use it. I dug out the charts from the hatch so I can get a better look at that. I brought out some extra water, and I'm just going to push on. Tide's coming in, so we'll see how that affects the current, but I can probably find a more reasonable beach than this, or get inland a little bit into one of these arms and get some more shelter. But this is a pretty exposed beach, and if the swell comes up a couple feet, it's going to be a pretty sketchy launch and land situation. So this inlet here is actually Nicholas Inlet, going up to Nicholas Lake. So it's like 8 or so miles, 6 miles or something, way back in there, and then there's a lake on there that looked interesting at one time. And I might still do it, but that's a long paddle. You can see the terrain's pretty flat. The problem's gonna be water. Getting fresh water. I've got a quart left, about a liter. I'm gonna round that point and then head on up, see what the tide does, and if it just doesn't look like the kind of stuff I want, I'm going to turn around and come back here. And there's a number of beaches I can see from over here inside the inlet, but I'm going to stick my nose around the corner and see what it looks like. Yeah, so this is the next point. Obviously big rock's been hammered by the Pacific Ocean, because basically New Zealand's that way about who knows how many miles. Oh my God, you're saying, oh no, look, hold me, it's a kayaker. Nice stuff, really raw. I bet this place gets absolutely pounded most of the year. There's still some big swell rolling through here. I'll stick my nose out, but it's not real favorable conditions at all. Not making huge progress, and you can see the currents and the boils and the swirls. It's pretty rough out here, and actually I'm being blown backward a little bit, but I'm hoping the tide does something different here. I don't know if the tide's going to make much difference out here on the exposed coast, but I'm trying to stay away from that kind of stuff. Come backwards at least a couple hundred yards in the last minute. Not good. Well, 8 miles to the next point, 6 miles I think. Yeah, just keep pushing on. This might be the best day Alaska gives me. Nope, I'm calling it. There's no way. I'm not even getting any headway. 20 minutes of just pushing and shoving, and I get about 200 yards up the way. I'm going backwards at 4 knots. Probably 4.5 knots against me easily. Big logs like this just flying by. That's the cliff right there. The boil I need to stay off of. But that far point up there is where I'm heading, and that's got to be 5 miles away. And there's no way I can make it. It'll take me all afternoon, and I'm already put in miles. So I'm going to pull back in that Nicholas Inlet and get a weather report and get some food and wait for a tide change. Plan B, bail out. Took me a good hour to get up there. It took maybe 15 minutes to get back. Just winds howling out there already, probably 15. This might be that burst of wind they were talking about on the weather, but I haven't been able to get a weather report for about 24 hours now, so I'm not sure. But this is Nicholas Arm. Nicholas Lake is way back in there. Plan B, if I can't move up the coast, I can always go back in there and do the freshwater thing for a few days. So I'm gonna head up on this side and try to find a little valley that has a beach and has some water and make camp. Here's a nice campsite anyway. Nice grass. Cedar bog, but no sign of water on this beach. A lot of trash washed up here from the storms, obviously, of winter. Gets flung up pretty high. But I think I'm about, I don't know, maybe a mile into the arm or the passage. I think I'm gonna have to keep moving along down in there a little further till I find a big hillside that will actually produce a stream or some amount of fresh water, because I'm down to my last liter. Drifting around. I guess they call this Nicholas Bay because it's so big and deep. It's like 60-70 feet in here. 60-70 feet deep. According to the chart. So I'm looking at right in here. Right there, Nicholas Bay. So that little dash between Nicholas and Bay is the remnants of a little river. And I think it's that one right there in that valley. Comes down this way and then goes into a little trough there. And try that for water. If not, the next option is about 2 miles that way. It looks like a little depression in the trees there and a lot of grass. So if it looks too much like bear country, I might move over here to this island and camp. But I definitely want to tank up with some good water. I got some water last night, but it wasn't that good. It was heavily tainted with tannins, which plugs up my filter, so I didn't make much of it. Saw a salmon jump, so I put the salmon gear out and trolling away. Add to my bounty if I get one, but just killing time as a tide. Oh, look at that. A little baby Dolly Varden. It's about twice as big as the spoon I caught him on. But he smacked it out here in the open. So he got a hook right through the side of the head and pierced his backbone. He's not gonna survive. So he's coming for an appetizer. Yeah, here we go. This makes more sense. It's pretty deep right here. And a little grass paddock. And a stream coming right in here. That'd explain the dollies too, because this is all fresh water. Yeah, so right, the confluence of fresh and salt. There's fresh water coming down there. Cedars everywhere. This is a little river delta. I'm set for the night. Camp up on the paddock. And got my freshwater supply. Got my fish. Little meadow. It's just about peaking out high tide now. It's about a foot below me. It's kind of wet down on that end, but not up here. I don't think it'll get wet. Got my fish all chopped up. Throw them in a pot with a little oil, a little salt, and I'm gonna cover that up and let it steam on a real slow heat for about 30 minutes and enjoy my coffee with my special additive. Nice evening. The weather report did say winds this afternoon 20 to 30 knots outside, so that's what was going on. And it's supposed to drop to 5 to 15 tomorrow afternoon. So if I can split the difference and kind of catch the outgoing tide, and it should keep getting better and better tomorrow afternoon on the way up the coast. But right now it's a good place to hide. If it's blowing 30 knots out there, I don't want to be out there. Right, this is my protein soup. This is the black cod and the dolly all mixed together. Slow simmered down for about half an hour. Oh, absolutely delicious. So, pick it all apart. Breaking the cardinal rule, cooking in my campsite. Inviting every bear in Southeast Alaska to come over and have a bite. But who cares, right? Life's about exciting opportunities. But yeah, just actually paradise. Paradise right here. The water is kind of starting to recede actually. I think it topped out just about a foot short of my little campsite here, and now it's dropping down again. So, a nice evening. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, time to end the day. Beautiful evening. I thought there was going to be a chance of rain, but looks pretty clear up. Kind of thinning out. Got the food hanging up there in my tree system. Decided to hang it after all. Why tempt fate? This is a good spot for bears to come roaming around. But it's a lovely evening. And if I sleep anything like I slept the last 2 nights, I will sleep like a zombie straight through the night.